Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is July 25th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. Here we go with this system across British Columbia, keeping the onshore flow going. Pretty well socked in for some areas today. Got some drizzle out there, actually wetting the ground at my house west of SeaTac here. Let me know what you are seeing out there. Taking a look at this thunderstorm activity though across southern Oregon. That's going to be a recurring theme here over the next couple of days, and then we will take a look at the extended forecast as always as we go through the video here this morning. Got some fun stuff showing up in here as the Gulf of Alaska trough gets redeveloped as we go through next week. So here we go. Let's scroll through this morning, kind of see where we are right now. Western Washington socked in again, a pretty good marine there rolling in there, some drizzle falling at my house. There are some areas, though, of some sunshine across Vancouver Island, Oregon coast, Willamette Valley. You can see Portland. If I scroll and toggle back and forth, you can see some of that's burning off for Portland as we speak. And some sunshine there east of the mountains. Not that unusual for this time of year. So another closer look here at the Willamette Valley. A lot of the area is clear right now. And you can see the marine layer already burning back. And some of the Oregon coast already getting some nice sunshine there, already burning off. So enjoy that. Now, last 24 hours, lightning activity, again, across southern Oregon. More on that here in a moment. But if we take a look at the high resolution rapid refresh, this is this afternoon. Again, similar areas there, getting some lightning activity. And as we go through Saturday afternoon, rinse and repeat. But some of that activity starts to move off across some of Idaho. Could be including places like Boise, the Rocky Mountains, and off towards southwest Montana. More on that here in a bit as well. So something interesting I spotted here in the Storm Prediction Center. We got isolated dry thunderstorms here in the hatched brown area. It means the storms are not producing enough precipitation really to extinguish some of the fires the lightning may cause. So if we look at day 2, something similar starts to extend towards southwest Montana. But also watch this, kind of a little bit of a contradiction here, or is it? But you got the day 1 excessive rainfall outlook for some of southern Oregon, Northern California, where it overlaps with isolated dry thunderstorm potential. So I guess that means that some of these showers won't be producing a lot, but that means that some of them could be producing enough to cause some flooding concern out there. I don't know. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that excessive rainfall outlook overlap with the isolated dry thunderstorm potential. So breezy winds, increased fire concerns. Spokane National Weather Service always on top of things. 2 a.m. this morning, look at that 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts, 15 to 25% humidity. So these fires could spread rapidly. Do be careful out there, please. And here we go again with Klamath Falls, Paisley, Lakeview. This is for today. Just clipping Klamath Falls here and maybe some of the I-5 corridor there. The Siskiyous as you go towards Wairika and Mount Shasta. Now, thunderstorm outlook, this is for today, makes sense with what we've been looking at. And tomorrow, look at how the wind threat gets a little bit closer to Idaho and southwest Montana for some stronger storms. Now, let's take a look at the European artificial intelligence on the left versus the regular model here on the right. So let's put this into motion. And you can see the Gulf of Alaska trough really gets established here again next week. But it may be far enough away to allow us to warm up as we go through the mid portion of this upcoming or next week. And you can see there's Tuesday right there. The ridge axis starts to push towards Pacific Northwest. Deep trough over the Gulf of Alaska. Pretty good model agreement there between both of them. And this is the system we've been watching. Will it bring some thunderstorms west of the Cascades? It's been flipping and flopping back and forth on that potential. It's been backing off on this last run here as it keeps the system a little bit further south across California. But this could also be introducing thunderstorm potential across the Cascades of Oregon, Washington, eastern Washington, higher terrain, especially as we go through next week. So we scroll off in towards Friday now, and you see the trough out here. We start to get some disagreement, and what's going to happen here is the trough is deeper and a bit more stretched towards California and across portions of Oregon versus what's shown in the deterministic run, but still similar picture there overall. Then we scroll a little bit further off, and not too bad there, but you see the deterministic run, the regular one, wants to really build this ridge. The artificial intelligence is much more flat, keeping troughing around here as we go through the extended forecast. And then you can see kind of an upper level low swinging through the area here, when the European has nothing to do with that. So yeah, big disagreements. And that's why you don't look too far off in the forecast unless you're just having some fantasy fun with it. So let's compare the artificial intelligence to the global forecast system. This is the USA model on the right. And again, we're looking at the Northeast Pacific Ocean, Hawaiian Islands, bottom left, Pacific Northwest to the top right. So put this into motion. Some pretty good model agreement. They agree that Gulf of Alaska trough is coming back. We throw a little bit of an upper level low towards the California coastline. We get some defluence aloft here as we go on in through next week. And we'll be watching that thunderstorm potential here across Pacific Northwest. We scroll off into the future, and the GFS and the artificial intelligence not in bad agreement all the way through the 10-day period coming up here. And then we scroll a little bit further. They still have that trough, but then they start to disagree. For example, a much stronger system in the artificial intelligence versus what's going on in the GFS, but still has that trough around. So there is something to that, it looks like. And then there's the ridge that's much stronger on the GFS across the Southwest USA versus what the artificial intelligence model is showing. So who cares about the extended, right? You don't want to know about that. You want to know what's coming up here in the short term. Well, we've got, again, the thunderstorm potential there across southern Oregon today. We go on in through tomorrow, Saturday. You see some of these showers a bit more widespread here. There's precipitation across some of the Rocky Mountains of BC and the interior portions here. Some thunderstorm activity across the Rockies back towards Montana. We go off in towards Sunday. Again, that repeat of thunderstorm activity. Some showers maybe for the North Cascades, maybe one off the top of the Olympic Mountains out there, who knows. But then we scroll a little bit further out and you see the Gulf of Alaska trough. It's spinning out there. That vortex is off our coastal areas, and we start to warm up a little bit here as we go through the mid portion of next week. But that could also start to bring some thunderstorm activity back up across the Oregon, Washington Cascades up into British Columbia. Will this bring a thunderstorm chance west of the Cascades? The odds looks like they went down a little bit there, but you can't rule that out. With the trough off the coastline here, we will be watching, because you can see these are producing some pretty good precipitation amounts up across the Washington Cascades, but it hasn't been showing much for Seattle the last couple of runs, for example. And this is Friday afternoon. We're in seafair period here, and then we go off into Saturday yet again. Precipitation potential Cascades off to the east, and then as we go off into the extended forecast, we start to look at some of the frontal systems the artificial intelligence wants to throw here at the region, which would mean rainfall more widespread across the area. But again, way off into the forecast. Don't want to get too caught up in that. Now, looking at the national blend of models. This is today, Friday, July 25th. There's Seattle. Look at that, only topping out at 73. Maybe Portland getting to the upper 70s. Willamette Valley, low and mid 80s. Look at Medford, 94 degrees. Eastern Washington, mid 90s. Boise, 94. Bend, you're looking at around 85, 86, 87. Then we go through Saturday. There's Sunday. Monday, start to warm up for Seattle a little bit there. Tuesday, a little bit more. Look at this, some mid 80s return to southwest BC. Look at the Fraser River Valley getting pretty warm. Okanagan River Valley, some upper 90s showing up there. 100 degrees for Tri-Cities. 90s return to the Willamette Valley. Then we go Wednesday. Look at that, Seattle 84. Pretty warm day, and that's that trough way off the coastline there. And again, this ridge and the ridge axis extending back up across the region. So pretty warm day here across much of the area for Wednesday. Thursday, we cool things down a little bit here. Again, depending on what that next trough does and how much onshore flow we're going to get. There's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday seafair coming up. Pretty comfortable temperatures looking at some of the central Puget Sound there. So, yeah, we'll watch that here for you over the next few days. Now, taking a look at the European artificial, this is not the artificial intelligence, this is the ensemble mean. This is a 15-day precipitation outlook. You can see the above normal kind of creeping in across some of the Cascades of Washington, Oregon, up into British Columbia. That makes sense with this trough off the coastline, southerly defluent flow aloft there, kind of favoring some of the higher elevation with that thunderstorm potential. And we'll see if this has any potential of going out over the lower elevations over the next few days. 6 to 10 day, there's the above average signal here, kind of a mixed bag still across the Pacific Northwest, and they got that above normal signal here. I mean, this is not going to be the case for all regions here, but they do see the troughing out there, and they're kind of draw attention to that here across Pacific Northwest. So we'll watch that for you, of course. And of course, let me back that up here. If you guys want to take a look at this weather station, very fun one. I've got 2 of these going at my house, lightning detection system. I like the ultrasonic anemometer, the haptic rain gauge. It does ambient light, UV index, solar radiation. The smartphone app is great also. And if you want to donate some of your hard-earned money, Patreon is not a bad place to do it, or you can click the join button down below on the YouTube page. And I think there's even one with the $sign or whatnot in the remarks down there. So yeah, check that out if you like. And since the last 28 days, you can see we've gained almost 300 subscribers there. So it looks like the bot cleaning is definitely, looks like YouTube got that job done or whatnot. But yeah, we're climbing back up. We're only, what, 1,700 and change away from getting to 100,000 subscribers. So yeah, we might have to do some kind of weather station giveaway or some kind of giveaway when we get to 100,000 and just randomly draw somebody's name in Hannibal Weather Station or something to that effect. But anyway, what else? Click through there. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.